Hello my dear viewers, welcome to my channel. Dear students, today we are going to learn about India relief features. You know that India relief features also can be called as Indian geographical features or Indian physical features. I hope you know about what are physical features and what are geographical features. That means in our Indian geography, in our India, what kind of mountains were there, what kind of plains were there, what kind of plateaus were there, and how India diverse in physically or geographically, we are going to discuss in this topic, right? See, India. First, India's location. Before going to that, I wanted to tell you that India's name derived from Indus River. India's name derived from Indus River. From Indus River, India's name derived. It is not there in the textbook, but it's important. See, India. What is India's location? India's location. India located northern hemisphere. India located in the northern hemisphere. I repeat, India located in the northern hemisphere, and Tropic of Cancer passes through India. Tropic of Cancer passes through India. It is 23 and of northern circle. 23 and of northern circle, Tropic of Cancer. This divide India into two equal halves. So India's location is in the northern hemisphere. Which side? Northeast side. So this is which side? Northeast side. So India's location geographically, India located in the northern hemisphere, northeast side. So India's location is northeast side. Right. If you see India's location latitudinally or longitudinal, India's latitudinal or longitudinal extent. Let's see India's longitudinal and latitudinal extent. India located between 8 degree 4 minutes to 37 degrees 7 minutes northern latitudes. India's it is latitudinal extent. India's latitudinal extent 8 degree 4 minutes to 37 degree 7 minutes. India's latitudinal extent, and longitudinal extent. India's longitudinal extent is 68 degrees 7 minutes to 97 degrees 25 minutes. These are eastern longitudinal extent. These are the longitude. So this is India's location. They may ask you in the examination, India's location. What is India's location? India located in the northern hemisphere, northeast side. India's latitudinal and longitudinal extent are 8 degree 4 minutes to 37 degree 7 minutes northern latitudes, 68 degrees 7 minutes to 97 degrees 25 east longitude. These are the India's latitudinal and longitudinal extent. See, if we see certain facts, if we gather some information about India is the 7th largest country. India is the 7th largest country. This is not there in the information, but it may useful. You may quote this information. India is the 7th largest country. What are the countries before India, or ranks before India? So these are Russia, Canada, USA, China, Brazil, Australia. So Russia, this is Canada, USA, China, Brazil, Australia, and 7th one is India. So India is a very largest country, 7th largest country. India's land area, an area of 3.28 million kilometers. The area of India about 3.28 million kilometers. It accounts 2.4% of geographical area. So India's area landmass is 3.28 million kilometers. It accounts all geographically 2.4% of geographical area. So this is about India's location. Let's see India's location. India's extent from north to south. India's extent from north to south. You consider this is a rough map as India. If you consider this rough map as India, Okay, it's a rough map to, if you consider this rough diagram as India, north to south extents, from north to south extent. As I said that India's latitude begin from 8 degree 4 minutes, 8 degree 4 minutes from at Kanyakumari, 8 degree 4 minutes, and here 37 degree 6 minutes. These are latitudes. As you know that there is a equator, 0 degree, it's a equator. So if we go upwards, northwards, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So India's mainland begin from 8 degree 4 minutes, and here we know that 23 degree and of north latitude, it is called as Tropic of Cancer. It is called as Tropic of Cancer. This Tropic of Cancer divides India into two equal halves. It is passing through 8 states. It is passing through 8 states, right? So this is the latitudinal extent. So north to south distance, north south distance is, north to south 3,214 kilometers. 3,214 kilometers distance is there from west to east. From west to east. West to east means, from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh. Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, as I said, there is a longitude. So western longitude is 68 degrees 7 minutes. 68 degrees 7 minutes, and eastern longitude is 97 degrees 7 minutes. 97 degree 25 minutes. So west to east distance is, it is 2,933 kilometers. So average, you take average 3,200 kilometers means you take as a 3,000, 2,900 kilometers you take as a 3,000. So average India's north to south, west to east extent is about 3,000 kilometers. Right? So India is a vast country. India is a very big country, and due to its diversity, due to the geographically India located northeast side, due to its location, due to India's location, India has diversity of crops, diversity of vegetation, diversity of soil, diversity of forest. Why there is a diversity? They may ask you, why diversity? Why there is a diversity in India? Why there is a diversity? Yeah, because the reason behind the diversity is geographical location. Geographical location, very important. Geographical location, because of the India's geography, because of the India's geographical location, the geographical location enabled, this geographical location providing a diverse different climate. In India we are having different climatic conditions, different climates. Rajasthan very hot, and you go Jammu Kashmir very cold, and you go Meghalaya, it's completely wet, rainy. And different crops in India. Why different crops? Because of the different soils, different forest, and different vegetation, forest and vegetation, different culture, and coast, different plains. Okay, so in India, due to the geographical location, so the geographical location made India different. The geographical location made India in a diversity. So that is diversity in climate, diversity of crops, diversity of soil, diversity of forests, diversity of coastal plains, coast or plains, plateaus. These are enabled India to become a diverse country. Next, if you see, there is a time difference, GMT and IST. In your 9th class you learned about IST and GMT. As you know that, see India, as you know that India, this is here GMT is there, Greenwich Mean Time, GMT, Greenwich time is there, Greenwich Mean Time is there. In India, 82 degree 30 east longitude, 82 degree 30 east longitude considered as Indian Standard Time. 82 degree 30 east longitude considered as India's Indian Standard Time. What is the time difference between GMT, which is passing from London? So from GMT to Indian Standard Time there is a 5.5 hours difference. 5.5 hours difference. India ahead of 5.5 hours. India ahead than GMT. India is ahead of GMT 5.5 hours. 5.5 hours. and there's a time difference. Let's see, from London to India, what is the time difference? 5.5 hours we are ahead. Indian time zone is ahead. Okay, first sun rises in India, then after the 5.5 hours, sun rises in the London. So we are ahead. Next, see Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh. As I said, there is a 68 degree 7 minutes and a 97 degree 25 minutes. You see 68 and 97 you considered as 98. So how many longitudinal differences are there? How many longitudes are there? 68, 98. Or you consider it is 70 or it is 100, round up. So there are 30 longitudes are there. Between Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh, there are 30 longitudes are there. So because of that, there is a 2 hours difference between Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh. Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh, there is a 2 hours difference because of the 30 longitudes. 30 into 4 is equal to 120 minutes. So 120 minutes is equal to 2 hours. 2 hours. Sir, why 4 minutes? Because it takes 4 minutes time to move from one longitude to another longitude. Earth, it will move its position from one longitude to another longitude. I repeat, Earth, it takes 4 minutes time to pass from one longitude to another longitude. It takes 4 minutes. So how many longitudes are there between Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh? 30 longitudes are there. So 30 longitudes into 4 is equal to 120 minutes. That means 2 hours time difference is there between Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh. In Arunachal Pradesh, sun rises morning at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. sun rises at morning 5 a.m. The same sun rises in Gujarat at 7 a.m. So there is a time difference. 2 hours time difference is there between Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh. Let's once you recall about your time zone, about time zone, GMT, IST, what you have learnt in your 9th class. Right. Let's see certain other facts related to India. See, Indian landmass. So this is a coastal line. As I said, this is a India map. See, so from Gujarat to West Bengal, this is completely we have coast. So coastal line of India is 6,100 kilometers. 6,100 kilometers. If we include Andaman Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep Island, the coastal area is 7,516.6 kilometers. This is the mainland. This is include islands. This is only mainland. This include, and the international land boundary. So this land boundary is there, no? The international land boundary from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, 15,200 kilometers international boundary we have. 15,200 kilometers of the international boundary we have, and India sharing its maximum boundary with Bangladesh. India sharing maximum its boundary, highest boundary with Bangladesh, 4,096 kilometers. India sharing its border with Bangladesh, and India sharing boundary with Nepal approximately 1176 kilometers of boundary. 1751 kilometers. 1751 kilometers India sharing boundary with Nepal, and 4,000 boundary we are sharing with Bangladesh, and 3,300 with China, 3,400 around approximately 3,000 with Pakistan. So India sharing its boundary with the 7 countries. India sharing boundary with 7 countries. I repeat, India sharing boundary with 7 countries. One is Pakistan, second one is China, third one is Bhutan, next one is Nepal, next one is Bangladesh, and Myanmar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7th one is Sri Lanka. Though we have certain, there is a Pak Strait or Gulf of Mannar, but also we are sharing little bit water body even with Sri Lanka also. And just now we discussed about the 82.5 30 east longitude. 82.5 30 east longitude considered India's standard time. It is passing from Mirzapur. In our book they have mentioned about the Allahabad, even Kakinada also. So 82.5 30 east longitude passing from Mirzapur, Allahabad, Mirzapur, Kakinada. So Mirzapur, Allahabad, Kakinada, these are located on the 82 degree 30 east longitude. Okay, so these are the few important facts about India. Let's see about Indian geography and India's diverse sections in this section. Yeah, let's see. As you know that you might have learned about the denudation in your 9th class. Denudation. What is the meaning of the denudation? Denudation is the geological process. Denudation is include erosion. Denudation includes deposition. Denudation include transportation. Am I right? So denudation is a continuous process. Denudation also include weathering. So whatever the landmass we are having right now, whatever the landforms, whatever the landmass, whatever the plains, plateaus, mountains we have today, these are because of this all combined process that is called as denudation. So we are having denudation is a everyday activity, every second, every day, every minute activity due to the weathering, erosion, transportation, deposition. The present landforms were existed. So this denudation, due to the million years of this denudation, over the million years this denudation was happened. So due to the denudation, now present landforms are formed. Okay, so let's see. Once we need to be recall about 9th class continental drift theory. Alfred Wegener, one of the famous geologists, he explained about the continental drift theory. Continental drift theory. What is continental drift theory? Once upon a time, when 220 million years ago, once upon a time, the landmass or the whole landmass was there. This landmass was called as Pangaea. So this outer body, which is called as Great Ocean, it is called as Panthalassa. So this is Pangaea is the landmass, Panthalassa water body. So this is supercontinent. Pangaea was called as a supercontinent and is a super ocean. Okay, so later what happened? This landmass was split into two pieces. Due to the convectional currents. This Pangaea is split into two pieces. So northern part was called as Angara land, southern part was called as Gondwana land. Okay, it was split into two pieces. So again this is called as Tethys Sea. See this Angara land also called as Laurasia in 9th class. So India separated from the Gondwana land. Whatever landmass we are having today, this is because of it was separated from the Gondwana. It's very, very important. So Indian landmass or Indian peninsula, I repeat, Indian peninsula, it was came from Gondwana land. So Indian peninsula means so this part completely Gondwana part. Gondwana is the oldest landmass. In India. Which is the oldest one? Peninsular Plateau is the oldest one. Peninsular Plateau was the oldest one. It's very, 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 very important. Okay, so it was whenever this Angara land, Gondwana land was split. Okay, 20 crores years ago. 20 crores. See, 20 crores. Here is very important. 20 crores years ago. This Gondwana land was split into pieces. So from the Gondwana land, India was separated. So it was moved to northeast side. This is Gondwana land. So Gondwana land again split into pieces. So from the Gondwana land, India was separated. So this India was moved to northeast side. When India was moved to northeast side, Yeah, this is Gondwana land. Gondwana. From the Gondwana, India, this part was formed. So this part was moved to northeast side. So there was a very big Eurasian plate was there. Eurasia plate. So Indian landmass was collide with a much larger plate than the Indian plate. This is called as Indo-Australia plate. That means India, Australia both are separated from Gondwana land. India, Australia plate both are separated from Gondwana land. So this is India plate. Australia plate was gone to different area, but these are both formed from Gondwana land. Australia, India both are formed from Gondwana land. So India plate was collide with the Eurasia plate. When India plate and Eurasia plate both are collide, due to the compression force, okay, so whenever these both are collide, so fold mountains are formed. These fold mountains we are calling as Himalayas. So Himalayas, how Himalayas are formed? There is a question again. They may ask you how Himalayas are formed. How Himalayas are formed. Himalayas are formed due to the coalition. Okay, Himalayas are formed to the coalition of two plates. What are two plates? India plate and Eurasian plate. So how Himalayas are formed? Himalayas are formed due to the coalition of India plates and Eurasia plate. These Himalayas are formed. For example, so this is one plate and this is one plate. So this plate is coming this side, this plate is moving this side. So whenever these plates are moving to opposite side, so there is a fold mountains can form. Okay, so this is due to the convergent plates. Plates are three types. One is convergent, one more is divergent. So one plate is coming opposite side, another also going opposite side. So whenever these both are coming, so the mountains can raise. Mountains can be buckled due to the coalition. Because of the compression force. So because of this movement, mountains are formed. What mountain formed? Fold mountains are formed. Himalayas are youngest fold mountains. I repeat, Himalayas are youngest fold mountains in the world. Okay, right. So this is the way Himalayas are formed. Okay, nice. Then what about the other parts? What about the plains? How the plains are formed? Let's see how the plains are formed. As I said, so this is peninsular plateau. This entire plateau, this is peninsula. This part is peninsula. This part is Gondwana land. Oldest landmass is peninsula. Oldest landmass in India is peninsula. This is Gondwana land. This is peninsula land. So whenever the Eurasia plate this is Eurasia plate. This is Eurasia plate. Whenever these both are collide, whenever the major accident occurred, so this part was the northern part of the peninsula. Northern part of the peninsula was broken into different pieces. So this is what northern part of peninsula. It was broke. Whenever it was broke, there was a low basin was formed. So low basin means whenever these both are collide, so this landmass was gone into down. This area was gone into down. It was completely gone into the down. Whenever these areas were raised as Himalayas, the southern areas was gone down. So there was a low basin was formed. Okay, so northern parts of peninsula, it was breaking off. Whenever these both are formed as a mountains, so this part was gone down under the earth. So this low basin was filled with the rivers. What rivers? Filled with the Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers. Some of the peninsular rivers they flown to this area. Some of the Himalayan rivers also they flown to this low basin area. So this low basin was filled with the sediments, filled with the clay, filled with the sand, filled with the stones, filled with the mud. So this area is calling as plain. This area we are calling as now as plain. So this is how the plains are formed. So what I said just now, when Himalayas are formed, there was a low basin was formed. So this low basin was filled with the sediments. Who brought the sediments? These sediments were brought by Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers, because this is the low basin. So Himalayan rivers also coming, and whenever Himalayan rivers are coming, Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, Indus, so they are bringing the material, okay, sediments, clay, sand, so soil, and some of the peninsular rivers also, Chambal, Betwas, so these also flowing to this area, so that this area became very fertile. This is filled with the alluvial soil. Very, very important. Alluvial soil are very rich in humus. Alluvial soil are very fine soil, very good soil. Okay. So due to this, these plains are formed. These plains are filled by Himalayan rivers and peninsular river. They may ask you, how plains are formed? Plains are formed by the rivers. Rivers brought material and deposited the material in the low basin. This was the low basin. In the low basin, all clay, sand, sediment, stones, soil, everything was they deposited. So let's see. If we look the Himalayas are an arch. Okay, these are the Himalayas. If you see the Himalayas from this side or this side, you may see in this way. But you see from this side, so you may see the Indian Himalayas or peninsular are in different shape. So let's discuss all that also. So Indian physical feature can be divided into 6. India can be divided geographically into 6 parts, or Indian relief features. There are 6 important relief features are there. First one is Himalayas. Second one is Indo-Gangetic plains. These are the geographical features of India. These are the physical features of India. Indo-Gangetic plain. Third one is peninsular plateau. Fourth one is coastal plain. These are the varieties of India, coastal plains. Fifth one is desert, the great desert, Thar desert, Rajasthan. Sixth one is islands, the islands. So these six are the important physical features of India, important geographical features of India. Let's see this 1, 2, 3, because coastal plains in the coast, desert in the Rajasthan, islands in the island. So let us see these 6 physical divisions. It may come for 1 mark or 2 marks also. So it's very, very important. India can be divided into 6 physical divisions. Yes, as I said just now, if you see, these are from this side, this view, you can see this is Himalayas. Himalayas are three ranges: Himadri, Himachal, Shivalik. Himadri, Himachal, Shivalik. But you see this Himalayas, so this is Himadri, okay, this is Himachal, and this is Shivalik, okay, this is Shivalik, okay, this is Shivalik. And there was a low basin was formed. This is a low basin. After this is the plateau. So this is the plateau. This was low basin. This low basin was formed with what? This low basin was filled with the sediments. Because many rivers came deposited from Himalayas. Many rivers came from the plateau. What plateau this is? This is peninsular plateau. So these all are deposited. So this is called as Indo-Gangetic plain. So this is called as Indo-Gangetic plain. So this is about India's relief features.